So the genocide began 11 months ago. People are asking, kind of, what keeps it going? What keeps you motivated?
I can't take my eyes off the slaughter, the daily slaughter, and that doesn't stop for a minute, for a day.
In this video, we're going to ask protesters at the pro-Palestinian march on September 7th, what keeps them going? What keeps them persevering in the fact that this Holocaust, this genocide against Palestinian people has been occurring for more than 11 months. We see it on our screens, we see it on our news, and we also have to go against the wind of the mainstream media, politicians who are gaslighting us as to the cause of this genocide. Some would say this is a continuation of the Nakba, wherein the indigenous people of Palestine were ousted from their indigenous lands and they were made to leave, and a larger proportion of the descendants living in Gaza right now. It's a full-on assault on our values, and it's a gaslighting by our politicians in the media. And at the end of this video, I'll give you what keeps me going and persevering. But let's hear it from the people at this march.
The daily slaughter, and that doesn't stop for a minute, for a day. And as long as that's going, nothing else has meaning. There's no way of finding meaning in the everyday as long as the worst of atrocities are happening by our governments. If there's anything we can do in our power, just our voices on the street, just our votes, anything, it's our duty. It would be our duty anywhere. But what makes it worse is that it's happening in our names. And it's been going on for so long, this injustice, this aberration. Where are we going to go from here if this is allowed to continue as humanity?
What keeps you motivated?
There's just so little you can do. I mean, we've replaced one government that supports the genocide with another government that supports the genocide. They've done a pathetic amount of, not even virtue signaling, really, just taking the minimum amount of legal advice, banning, 8% of weapons and parts sales to Israel. Basically, David Lammy shaking hands with Netanyahu made me kind of throw up in my mouth, because I didn't expect anything better from them, to be honest, because they've been kind of attacking anybody who doesn't toe the party line for the past, 11 months. So it's not like I was expecting anything from them, but just some incremental sign or whatever, but what they're doing is not enough. So what keeps me motivated is there's so little else I can do. I try and stay active on all the forums. I'm here for literally every march. I say everything else aside, just because you need to feel like you're being part of whatever you can do to support, the people of Gaza and the people in the West Bank and, everybody who's affected by this kind of Zionist scourge.
Thank you so much.
All right, you want.
So more than 130,000 people attended this march, and it's not even the biggest of the marches. There are plenty of marches in the past that had far more people, but many people have been going in, it's not weekly march, but it's quite regular in terms of, they've been going to every single march, and they're not letting up. They're not letting up. And I think it's very important, because we cannot be in this kind of this bubble of a normalization created by the media and the politicians, wherein it is normalized the killing of the children, of the of men, women, and children, elderly people, you name it, animals too, being killed just by mere virtue of simply being born on this strip of land. We do not choose where we are born. We don't choose what our religion is. We don't choose a community that we are born into. This is why I say, as somebody who's not born into a Muslim family, who's not Arab, not Palestinian, this is incredibly important to me, as it would be if I was born Muslim, because I think there's something fundamental that connects us all. And I see in Palestine, whether it's my children, my siblings, my brothers, my sisters there being killed because I did not choose to be born where I'm here. They did not choose to be born where they are there. We need to really recognize that we are sentient beings, that really we want to limit the suffering. We want to maximize our happiness and well-being. And this is not being helped by Israel, which is emboldened, which is facilitated by the world's strongest powers in the world, the US, Germany, UK. And just look at the UK's response. I mean, you've got former human rights lawyer in charge of the UK government. And the best that he can do is reduce the number of weapons licenses by 30 out of a cohort of 350 different licenses. That is disgusting. And we need to hold them to account. This is why these protests are important. It's important for our value system. It's important so that the next generation are not destroyed by this morally. Even in our own countries where it's seemingly, stable, we cannot have the next generation lose sight of humanity, of equality, of fairness, of justice. The moment you do that, the moment that society starts crumbling down, and we cannot let this normalization happen. I feel like this could be a potential, make or breaks, scenario for humanity. And also, let's look at the regional issues at play. You've got Iran, for example, facing the hatred and opposition from Israel. Israel wants Iran to be the next Iraq, essentially. This is going to blow up into a potentially regional, even World War III scenario, because Iran and Russia are somewhat connected. China has invested a lot of money into Iran too. This may break into something bigger, and this is due to the folly, the arrogance, the belligerence of Israel as a state, which is built on entitlement to the land. It's built on racial supremacy. In fact, my next video will be on the historical basis for Israel being created as this ethnic state. Even prior to World War II, even prior to the Holocaust, there was a sense of ethno-supremacy that made them feel like, made Zionists, right-wingers, made them feel like they were entitled to the land. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.